everybody, I am Matt Goddard and welcome to another video from the Boxing Locker. And today I'm going to discuss something that I mentioned in passing or kind of briefly mentioned in the previous video. That was discussing what I think is the best boxing position and my personal favorite, and that is rear hand position. I've done a video specifically built on this in the past. That was covering lots of different rear hand positions. This is going to cover my favorite and the one I think that is the best. And that is what I mentioned was chin, thumb to chin. Okay, so my rear hand is thumb to chin. Imagine I've got a glove on, my rear hand is thumb to chin, right? Why do I think that's the best position? I'm going to go through in this video. My personal reasons why I think it's the most beneficial, the most functional, the easiest position to utilize at all levels of the game. I'm going to go into all of those things and discuss those quite detailed with this video because I think it's important that I give this a little bit more airtime, right? So we talked about this. Watch the other video if you haven't already to go through the rest of the position, but the float and lead hand can be here completely unaffected on this rear hand. Now the rear hand position is thumb to chin. What that does primarily, okay, is it keeps a very reactive, adaptable and relaxed position. Those three factors when combined mean that I can do a lot more with that hand. It becomes way more useful. So I'm in this position. Now, this is a loaded wrist, okay? If I hold the hand here, I can't turn the wrist over, which means I lose a little bit of snap in my punches. By being in this position, I can rotate that wrist over, keep it narrow, get that corkscrew, arc the wrist down from there, okay? That's one thing, right? I can punch with power from there, the shoulder stays back. I don't have to square my body off. The shoulder stays back, all right? So I can drive through the shot, keep it narrow, keeping everything tucked in, bump, and then back, right? This position here puts no weight on the shoulder, okay? By having thumb to chin, there's no weight on the shoulder because my hand height isn't too high, so the elbow isn't lifted. If I have my elbow lifted, then the shoulder is taking the weight of my arm all the time. That's going to sap my energy. If I have my hands here all the time, it requires a greater level of conditioning on your shoulders. I don't have to do that. My hand's tucked in here. The good thing about this position as well is, by being here, the elbow flares. Naturally, the elbow has to go out. You have to force it in. That involves muscles. By being here, the elbow flares out because your body's in the way. So my elbow flares up slightly. To tuck it in again, I have to force it. By being here, I'm naturally bringing that elbow in by turning the wrist in and getting that thumb to chin. Thumb to chin now, elbows tucked in. Sitting back, as I mentioned in the previous with that 40% body weight on the front foot, 60 on the back, means that now everything is super narrow. Everything's defensively real solid. I've got this lead hand that I can put anywhere I need to and I can adapt. Now, this is my absolute favorite thing about this hand position and why personally I value it so much and why I use it when I spar, when I box, all of those things. This hand here is very, very fast, okay? Boom, catch there, okay? See that straight shot come down the middle, whether it's a jab or a cross, boom, I catch it. I can catch on the face, I can catch on the shoulder, I can catch in front of me, I can catch on the side. If people always say, yeah, what about somebody throws a little feint and a lead hook? It doesn't matter. If I'm in this position and somebody throws a lead hook and I am not fast enough to get my hand from here to here before they can throw the hook, I don't deserve to be in the ring with them, okay? Bump, bump, tuck it in. It takes a fraction of a second. Even if I get caught on the feint, I can still tuck in. You should be reactive enough, alert and aware enough to move that hand to where it needs to be. Even if you go to there and parry outwards and intercept the punch, you'll find a way to make it happen if you're fast enough because your arm is relaxed. Intercept the punch. Now, the other thing is that catching, okay? As you saw there, I can catch on the shoulder. Okay, the right hand comes, I can catch on the shoulder. That strengthens the catch. Yeah, the shoulder adds stability, it adds extra resistance. I can catch on the chin. As the jab comes in, drive back through the punch. I can catch off the body, up here, out there, out there. Doesn't matter where the punch is coming, that hand is reactive, it's relaxed. It's able to move and deal with whatever comes. It's also incredibly easy to counter. Catch, whip, uppercut, catch, shoot, pat, shoot, parry, shoot, catch, shoot, shoulder, shoot. It's just there all the time. Body, head, body, head, body, head, overhand. It's in a nice position all the time. If you look through every single historical picture you'll ever see, you'll always see that right hand in one or two places. It's either on the chest, which means it's nowhere near the face. Yeah, so they're either on the chest with it here, or it's on the chin on the outside here, okay? Now, if I stand in my boxing stance side on, where you see most of those old school pictures in the stance I mentioned, this position here is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. There's nothing more you could want from this. I've got protection for the chin. I can use the hand. The chin's tucked. The shoulders offer an extra protection. My weight's ever so slightly sat back. My hips stay central. You can't see that. My hips stay central. My lead hand is variable. I can move it. I can throw it. I can do whatever I need to do with it. I can counter from there. Everything is nice and relaxed and strong. This hand in this position, for me, is superior to this position. There's nothing wrong with here. You can do all of those things. I just think this is slightly more adaptable, keeping it on that chin, thumb to chin. Even if I square my body off a little bit as I'm coming in, whoop, bap. See how that hand moved out? Then it drops, comes into there, boom. Drops as I jab to the body. Comes over the top, whips up, touch. You've got so many options, and it does it all so smoothly and so easily that I really can't praise this hand position highly enough. Thumb to chin, right? Make a fist, glove on, bosh. You're there, nice and relaxed. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Catch, bop. Parry, bop. Catch, catch, shoot, catch, shoot. So many options. It does everything it needs to do, and it doesn't sap the energy in that shoulder. You're just tucked in nicely. Everything's narrow. You can use that lead hand as it suits. So many options. So there we have it, guys. That is why I think thumb to chin is the perfect rear hand position. Why I personally use it. It offers me a lot of coverage when I jab. I'm a real jab and mover, so as I jab and move, if I have to parry a shot or catch or counter that left on the move, I've got so many options from that position. I feel comfortable. I can shoot the right hand off the back of it quite easily. I can attack the body without opening myself up too wide. I can drop down to the body. I can come over the top. All of those options I feel are a lot easier, smoother, and thrown better technically from that position. In close, I change, right? When I'm in close, I should say this, I tuck up and I get the hands either side of the head, or I get my head further behind this hand over to the side off their center line. Whop, ready to throw through the gap. Come, get that head off the center line all the time. So I'm either in here with both hands up, or I'm over here behind the hand. That way I can tuck in and protect myself. I don't stand like this when I'm in close. No, I don't think anyone should. Obviously, the punches become significantly shorter. It's a lot easier for me to go whap, 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 than it is at range for me to throw that left hook, where I can move to here quite quickly. So in close, I'll come into the side, bring them hands in, or I get behind there. When the left hook comes, I'm much closer. It's a much longer punch, so it's got to get around my hand here. So that's the difference there. But otherwise, just my general boxing position, thumb to chin, boom, sitting that weight back slightly, whap, whap, using the jab, variable lead hand, keeping stepping. So there we have it. As always, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. Hopefully you watched it all the way to the end and you hear my usual end of video spiel. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below, let me know your thoughts, any questions you may have. Always appreciate the comments. Thank you to everybody who thanks me for the videos. It means a lot that you guys care, and there is more to come. So as always, thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you for the next one.